Join me as I dive into the challenge of identifying narcissistic behavior in everyday situations and see if I can spot the signs that most people might just overlook. Narcissistic behavior, a term we've all heard before, but have you ever stopped to think about how prevalent it's become in modern society? I mean, it's not like we're walking around with a big and on our foreheads, but the truth is, narcissistic tendencies are often hiding in plain sight. We've all had that friend who constantly talks about themselves, posting selfies all over social media, and expecting everyone to drool over their latest accomplishments. But are they really narcissists, or are they just confident and self-assured? The lines get blurry, and that's exactly what I want to explore today. Because when we start to normalize narcissistic behavior, we risk confusing it with healthy self-esteem. And that's a recipe for disaster. Let's face it, in today's social media age, it's easy to get caught up in the hype of likes, comments, and followers. We're encouraged to brand ourselves, to stand out from the crowd, and to build a personal empire. But where do we draw the line between self-promotion and outright narcissism? It's a subtle distinction, but one that's crucial to our relationships and our own sense of self-worth. In many cases, narcissistic behavior is sugar-coated as confidence, charisma, or even passion. But beneath the surface, there's often a deep-seated need for validation, a constant craving for attention, and an insatiable desire to be admired. We've all had that experience where we're talking to someone and they're not really listening, they're just waiting for their turn to talk about themselves. That's not confidence, that's narcissism. Take, for example, the person who dominates every conversation, never asking questions, and never showing genuine interest in others. They might appear charismatic, but in reality, they're using you as a prop to feed their own ego. Or how about the person who constantly one-ups everyone else's stories, making their own achievements sound more impressive, more dramatic, more interesting? That's not humility, that's narcissism. Common traits of narcissism include a grandiose sense of self-importance, a need for constant admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. But how do we spot these traits when they're masked as normal behavior in social settings? Well, one way is to pay attention to how they make you feel. Do you feel drained, unimportant, or unheard when you're around them? That's a red flag. Another way to differentiate between healthy self-esteem and harmful narcissism is to look at how they respond to criticism or feedback. Do they become defensive, aggressive, or dismissive? Or do they listen, reflect, and adapt? It's a crucial distinction because when we confuse narcissism with confidence, we risk damaging our relationships, our own self-worth, and our ability to form genuine connections with others. The critical insight that differentiates between healthy self-esteem and harmful narcissism is this. One is built on a foundation of self-awareness, empathy, and mutual respect, while the other is rooted in a need for validation, a craving for attention, and a disregard for others.